Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Listen, welcome to another episode of Tamika Hall Live. You know where I connect you with anointed authors. I'm really, really excited. I want to give a quick shout out to Sharon Monet of Pen Legacy. Pen Legacy is a publishing company. She works with top tier authors from all around the world. And I was really excited when Sharon hit me up about my next guest. And when she was like, yo, I need you to get her on your show. And I was like, anything for you, darling. But then, of course, here's the thing. I've been seeing Danah Hayes everywhere. I've been seeing y'all, she's in Times Square. I mean, she's literally just doing the thing. And so I was excited to even be chosen as one of the people that could interview her. And so listen, what I want you to do right now is I need for you to just quickly share this out with someone. We are currently live here on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as on Amazon Live. And I appreciate you. I just want to give you guys a couple of housekeeping, just to let, well, not really housekeeping, but I really want to let you know, you might see me looking down. You might even see my mirror, the mirror on the back of my phone. It's not because I'm being rude. It's because I'm corresponding with everybody over on Amazon Live. And so that's how we have to do that. Don't you just love this technological age? I just love this. So listen, without any further ado, I'm really excited to bring Miss Danah Hayes to the stage. Listen, I already see some of you posting in the comments. If you're over here on Facebook and YouTube, anywhere that you are, even on Amazon Live, post in the comments. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, if you post, I'm actually able to throw your comment up on the screen, and it'll just make Danah feel really, really good. So please do me a favor and do that. Let me know where you are tuning in from. And again, share this out with somebody, show some love there. So Danah Hayes, what it do, girl? How you doing? Hold on a second. I think you're muted. There you go. Well, look, we got to do it again because you're muted. So one time for the one time. Danah Hayes, what it do? How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm really, really good. I'm excited to have you here. I'm
I
excited.
am excited to be here.
Can I just tell you that your hair is so fly? Like every time I see you, your hair is so fly. I love your hair. And I was looking at it backstage. I just didn't get a chance to tell you when we were vibing in the green room. So yeah, I'm so excited. Danah, okay, so where are you from? Are you from like the Maryland, the DMV area?
No, I am actually originally from Columbus, Mississippi. Very, very small town outside of Starkville, Mississippi. Everybody knows Mississippi State, right?
We
So,
do.
and I'm a true state fan. Yes, I am. Mississippi all day. But I reside in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, go Texas. Hey, Texas. Hey. Okay. I used to live in Killeen when I was younger. And of course, I really remember how hot it is. And of course, I do travel back and forth to Dallas for different things. I really remember how hot it is. But do you guys deal with allergies and stuff out there like we do over here on the East Coast?
Yeah, we do. I'm allergic to outside. That's really like a running joke,
That's
like
a
an
really
inside
thing.
joke. But I'm truly allergic. I'm allergic to trees. I'm allergic to grass. And I remember my doctor told me years ago, how in the world do you live in Texas? You are truly allergic to everything outside. So, with that, we do. And I just got back from New York. So with their weather and my weather.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you're really close to me. I mean, I'm actually in Delaware right now. I'm from Maryland, but well, actually, I'm from Ohio. My dad was in the military, so that just makes sense, right? That I'm from all these places. But yeah, our weather has been mimicking New York quite a bit, and it's terrible. Like right before we were getting ready to go live, I thought I was gonna cough up a whole lung. Like I was just like, okay, God, like help. I was like, Lord, please, please help me to get through this without embarrassing myself on air. But he is good. So y'all, if I cough, just say go ahead, baby. Just do the thing, baby. No worries. Listen, I want to give some shout outs. We have Miss Rashida James, who is here hanging out with us, also from Dallas. And I want to tell you, she confirmed it. She said she is so beautiful. And you are, and you just radiate. We got Sharon Monet hanging out with us from Philly. Sharon, I literally was just talking about you. Y'all know, listen, she's really well, okay. Sharon's a softie. I kind of know her behind the scenes. So she's a softie, but also, she probably wouldn't want me to tell y'all that. But y'all, she's right from Philly. And it's so good that you're hanging out with us. But Sharon, I was saying such beautiful things about you before you came on here. So don't watch back. if you don't want me to, if you don't want to hear like how wonderful you are to me. I'm just saying. Oh, you did hear me. Okay. She said, I heard you. Okay, great. Well, I get to say beautiful things about you. So, Danah, let's just jump right into it. You actually are a self-discovery and transformational coach. So before we even jump into the book, Silently Speaking, first of all, I love alliteration. Okay. I'm always here for alliteration. But I love the title, Silently Speaking. And we're going to jump into that, but it really makes sense when we delve into, you know, who you are. You're a self-discovery and transformational coach, you're an inspirational speaker, and you literally travel and you inspire and empower women all over the globe. And so for those who may not understand exactly what a transformational coach is, a self-discovery coach is, I would love for you to just tell us what exactly is that, and how can we connect with somebody like you to better ourselves and to progress forward.
Okay, so being a self-discovery and transformational coach, pretty much I'm that person that pushes you to release, to heal all of those past traumas. Anything that is keeping you stuck, that's holding you back, that is truly stopping you from walking into your true purpose and your authentic self. Society has told us for years, who we are, who we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to walk, how we're supposed to talk. So somewhere in there where there have been our inner child or just basic trauma, somewhere in there we disconnected from the truth of who we are. And so as a self-discovery and transformational coach, we're going to dig through those hidden truths, those emotional blocks, all of those self-limiting beliefs, the negative self-talk, all of the things that we've told ourselves throughout the years that we are, that's not really who we are.
So I've actually heard people say stuff like we get addicted to trauma, or is that true? Does that really happen?
It does. It does. Because I mean, we carry the victim mindset, the victim mentality, right? Because it gives us sympathy. It gives us empathy. It allows people to feel sorry for us. And that's what gets us the attention. So, with that, it's easy for me to only tell my side of the story, right? But hey, there's my side, there's your side, and somewhere in there's the truth. So, with that, we do we really do society really does carry the victim mentality.
And I'm so glad that it makes sense why you would write this book. You wrote your book, Silently Speaking, celebrating a woman's journey from abuse to abundance. You got to talk to us about that title. You got to talk to us about that.
My title, it's funny how my title came about. I for like 3 weeks, Sharon was on me. We got to have a title. We got to have a title, right? So I'm that person, like I truly have to sit with everything. And finally, one night I was getting ready for bed. I said, Divine, I said, it's been 3 weeks. I'm stressing, I have to have a title. And I woke up the next morning, was on a phone call with one of my friends, and I just kept hearing silently speaking. And I knew then that was my message from God. That was my message from Divine, saying that's the title of my book. Because for me, I was silenced for years. I didn't realize it. Like I had no idea that I had become the person that society said that I was supposed to be. I was not authentically me. I had no idea how to be me. I had no idea who Danah was, other than what others had told me that I was. So through my own spiritual transformation and through my own healing, I truly learned to walk in my own authenticity and not who others told me that I was.
So I'll say that a lot of times we don't want to move forward or go through the process because that's where the pain is, right? And I've often said to people, I'm like, you got to pick your pain. Either you're going to pick the pain of going through the process and healing, or there's the pain of remaining stagnant and sitting in that pain. But either way, there's going to be pain. The only thing is when you choose to be processed and you choose to heal, like that's a choice. You choose to heal, that there is wholeness on the other side of that, even if you don't know what that feels like. When did you realize I've been walking around in brokenness? I haven't been walking around in authenticity, but I've been walking around broken.
The date was September 15th, 2019. And I
Uh-oh.
literally remember it like it was yesterday. I completely shut down from the world yet again. Because for me, I've always been a director. I've always been a leader, right? So, in being that leader and being that guide, I was always that one that would pour into everyone else, right?
Mm.
But I didn't realize that I was not pouring into myself. So September 15th, 2019, I was working as an executive director for an assisted living. On that day, I was actually starting a new position. And on that day, the next day, I just felt myself just changing. And in there, I shut down. I completely shut down. I wasn't eating. And I didn't realize I wasn't eating. I wasn't eating. I would truly only get out of bed to go to work. I would come back home, shower, get in the bed. And in there, what I had not realized, and I was transforming my beliefs, the negative self talk, all of the things that I had been telling myself just eventually started to reveal themselves. Like, I have been telling myself things like, you're not worthy. You're not worth love. The same love that you give to everybody else, you've not been giving that love to yourself. So for years, I had not realized that I had truly set myself up, even as a leader. Again, I was pouring into everyone else, listening to everyone else's problems, guiding everyone else through. But I forgot me. I forgot me. And the most important thing in there was me.
Uh-oh.
I was the one that was missing from that equation. I was giving love to others that didn't even deserve it. But at the end of that day, I forgot to love on me.
Wow. It's really poignant that you remember the exact date.
I do.
And the fact is that literally happened just a few months before the world shuts down in 2020. How did I just want to ask you, how did that impact you? Because September 2019, you realized this, and then just a few months later, we're in a shutdown where you have to shut down now with yourself. How did you navigate 2020? What was that like for you?
2020 was a very, very hard year for me. It was truly from September 15th, 2019, rolling over into the world shutting down in 2020. I had nothing but time to me, right? I couldn't go anywhere, couldn't leave home. I was home. So it forced me to sit down with me. It forced me to become aware of all of that stuckness, of all of those things that have been hindering me, holding me back. I was an honor roll student in high school, honor roll school student in college. You never would have told me that I was holding on to so much stuff on the inside of me. My appearance on the outside is what mattered, but that inside, I was dying inside. I truly was dying inside, and I had no idea. So when the world shut down, all of these things just came tumbling down, just tumbling down. I cried, and when I say I cried a lot. I cried a lot, but that pain, whether seen or unseen, saved my life. It saved my life because it connected me to the truth of who I am.
Wow, I love that. The pain saved your life. I think I've gone through the same thing. I remember 2021. I've had different moments, but a pivotal moment for me was in 2021. And I experienced a heartbreak that I really thought I would never recover from. And it's amazing how your pain really will lead you to your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't think that the Dr. Hall people see today would show up the way she is today had the pain not been the catalyst for me to say, okay, what do you keep doing wrong? You keep seeing the same exact thing over and over and over again. Show up for yourself. Right? Like, so yeah, that is big right there. That is big right there. Sharon says, this is deep. I think the shutdown changed a lot of us. I agree, it did. We have Mercy Pender hanging out with us from Maryland. She says, good evening to everybody. We have Pastor Jackie, I call her Dr. Jackie, out of Canada, who is hanging out with us on tonight. We have Tina Mill Collins, who says, awesome lady, Midwest is in the building from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I probably didn't say that correct. I'm very country. I'm very, very country. So I know I didn't say that right, Tina, and I'm sorry. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Listen, everybody, that if you're just joining us, I am live with best-selling author Danah Hayes. She is the author of Silently Speaking. God, I love that title. Silently Speaking, Celebrating a Woman's Journey from Abuse to Abundance. And I thank you all for joining us. If you have not shared this, please, please, please share this, because this is some really rich conversation. And I know it's going to help people. For those of you that are on Amazon Live, and even if you're not, but you're on Facebook, jump on Amazon Live for me for just a second. I would love for you all to please follow me. David Colebrook, thank you very much for following over on Amazon Live. This is the fun thing about Amazon, because I just have to, so that Amazon thinks that I'm super duper cool, right? I have to tell you, number one, why it's so great for tonight is that you can actually purchase Danah's book right there on Amazon Live without ever having to even leave, right? So you're not gonna have to leave the broadcast. Again, it lets them know that I'm just dope like that. I mean, I'm just saying, because we are talking about this incredible book, Silently Speaking. Silently Speaking. Hold on, y'all, because I'm all up in here. Wait a minute. There we go. Silently Speaking, Celebrating a Woman's Journey from Abuse to Abundance. If you have not gotten this book, I really want you to go ahead and grab it. You can get it. You can get the paperback, which I actually would tell you to get the paperback, because you're going to want to go through with a highlighter. We're going to get ready to dig all into the contents of the book, but you're going to want to go through it with a highlighter. You're going to want to have your pen. But if you want to have the electronic copy, you can also get the Kindle as well. And you know what? Why don't you just get both? Like, I mean, I just think that would just be a blessing, right? Why don't you bless yourself and just get both of them? We have Nancy from Delray Beach that is hanging out with us over on Amazon Live. Hey, Nancy. Whoop, whoop. Listen, I have somebody that is just incredible that is hanging out with us. This person says, that's my mom. I'm proud of you. We have Alexis hanging out with us over on Amazon. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, hanging out with us. KC Colebrook, how you doing? Say, loving this. KC from the 3 of 5. So explain that to me. Explain that to me, Danah. The 3 of 5.
That's my uncle, 305. He's from Miami.
It should have said 305. It should have said the 305. All right, Unc, I got you from the 305. What it do? Okay. Yes. Sharon, thank you so much. For those of you that are hanging out with us over on Facebook, Sharon has posted the links for you right in the comment section. You'll be able to see that right there. I also, if you look in the show notes, I call it the show notes, y'all, you'll be able to click the link and you'll be able to jump with us right over on Amazon Live. So thank you. This is just really, really good conversation. Do me a favor, Danah, and dig into the book. What can we expect out of Silently Speaking? Because again, I'll tell you what I enjoyed about it. I love the whole title, but then we have this subtitle that talks about celebrating your journey. So celebrating the journey from abuse to abundance. So what can people expect as they are diving into this book?
Okay, so we're going to do a forewarning, okay?
Okay.
Because, and with the forewarning, we're going to dig into those truths. We're going to dig into the ones that are hidden. We're going to dig into the self-limiting beliefs. Those are the type of things that we are going to dig into. And so as the beginning is more of like your darkness, your self-awareness, right? My reader becoming aware of the things that they've hid from, the things that are hidden within us. And with that, you're going to do some work. There's some homework in there, a couple of exercises, and you're giving back to yourself, right? So it's more of a journey. I take my readers on a journey of self-discovery and transformation, and walking into the truth of who they are and learning to manifest all of the abundance. Abundance is a byproduct of healing. All things that we want are on the other side of healing.
Ooh, they're on the other side of healing.
On the other side of healing. The peace,
healing entail?
Healing.
Yes. What does it take to truly heal? What does it take?
Hey, it's not linear. It's a process. Healing is a process. And with healing, you become you. You become you without all of the things, all of the scars. You begin to turn those scars into stars versus just truly still walking into that path of still walking into your darkness. That's the healing. When you truly want the best life that you can have for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're right. It's not a linear thing. It's a process. It's a process where I know for me, I have found where I'll think I'm completely through a thing, and then something happens, and I'm like, ooh, that still stings a little bit. Like, ooh, that triggered a little something. It triggered a little something. But we get better and better and better. Nicole says, yo, yo, yo. Like, okay, I don't know if I'm saying, yo, 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 Nicole, Alpha, Kappa, Alpha, let's go. Nick Bolton's big cousin. I see you, Dana. Did I say it like anywhere near Nicole? Because I got to try to have the same personality that she wrote it. Okay. Trenton says, big brother in the house, sis. Listen, you have all the love on tonight. All of the love, all the love. We have Prophet Elisa Stilley that's hanging out with us out of New York. She's coming from Brooklyn. And she is resonating with what you said, where she says the other side of healing creates the you in you. Come on here. Y'all, we have Mrs. Delaware hanging out with us, Alicia Shaw. She says, I'm late. Hi, ladies. Listen, I am like the worst person because I'm like going to highlight that you said you're late. But you wrote it, Alicia, like you wrote it. I'm sorry, boo. I'm sorry. But y'all, we have all the people in here. Y'all, we have all the folks that are hanging out with us on tonight. So what do you hope that people are actually going to learn from reading your book? Because I wonder if somebody is now afraid and they're like, these ladies are talking about process. They're saying it's painful. They're saying, like, so what do you hope that people are going to learn?
I hope people find their voice. That's because, like, for me, I will continuously use me, right? Like, I was silenced after my traumatic event. I shut down, and the people that I shut down from was the ones I loved the most. They were my family. I mean, I shut down. I literally would just go in my bedroom and just write and just journal because I couldn't say, like, I could not voice what I needed. It changed me. It completely changed the trajectory of my life. And had it not been for September 15th, 2019, I would not be sitting here talking to you today. I allowed myself to stay inside of a box. My own insecurities stopped me from my growth. It stopped me from walking into my purpose. It stopped me from walking into my power. I didn't realize it was me versus me all the time. So for my readers,
come on, Dana.
For my readers, I need my readers to know it's you versus you. Like you're doing this for you. You're becoming aware of your own healing, your own wounds, your own traumas. You're doing that for you. You don't owe that to anybody else. My healing, it was for Dana. It was for Dana. I would not be here talking to you had I not, because again, I was in a box. And I was so afraid. I truly hid myself from the world.
My God. My God. So listen, Dr. Jackie out of Canada says awareness is the key. This is what I noticed, right? When I was looking up your book and researching and preparing for tonight, your book is literally placed. There's Joyce Meyer right now, right? It changes, but it's literally, it's recommended alongside of Joyce Meyer. I actually had a reader who messaged me and they brought this up. So I was like, yes, I do want to talk about this. So a reader that was scrolling, they were like, yo, her book, and y'all, yeah, they said, yo, her book comes up and it's being recommended it's recommended alongside of Oprah and Ayanla. And so I want you to tell us what makes your book stand out. Why should a reader tap into you deserve this, the Danah Hayes, and purchase Silently Speaking? What makes your book stand out?
You get me. You get the authenticity. You get me. You get all of me. You get the traumas. You get the abuse. You get exercises. You get homework. You get prayers. You get the affirmations. So even though it's gonna hurt, it's going to sting, it's going to burn. But by the end of that book, you should be walking in love. You should be walking in truth. You should be walking in your power. You should be able to manifest your entire life. If you want love, go out, go manifest it. If you want your power, you should be able to manifest all of those things.
Good stuff. Now, we talked about the fact that you're a transformational coach, that you're a self-discovery coach, and you actually have a program called Evolve into Your Power Method. So I'm pretty sure you probably put some of those nuggets inside of the book, but talk to us about Evolve into Your Power Method.
All the nuggets are truly in evolving to your power, right?
Huh.
So all that's where the genuine nuggets are. Evolving to your power, it digs a lot deeper. There are more exercises. There are more. It's more one-on-one, right? Like once a week, I'm going to jump on, do a call. It's not a journey that my clients take on their own. Like I'm truly walking that journey with me. They have ongoing access to me. If they're having a bad day, they can email me. We're going to jump on a call and we are going to discuss and we're going to talk through that bad day. Because so many people say, oh, I had a bad day. It's not really a bad day. It's a bad moment that happened in your day. It's not a bad day. Just because one bad thing happens during your day does not necessarily make it a bad day. But that's how we grew up. Oh, okay, I had a bad day. No, we didn't. We had a bad moment. That we had a choice on whether or not we allowed that to hinder the rest of our day, or do we sit with that? Do we ask ourselves, why did that make me feel that way? So evolve into your power, it takes you on a deeper level of truly just, it teaches you, there's more shadow work. We do a lot more shadow work than what we actually do in Silently Speaking. We do more egocentric exercises because that is one of the exercises that's in my book. But it's a lot more in depth on those wounds, that trauma. So that's the difference between the two.
So one of the things that you said that really, you said a lot of times we will say, man, I had a bad day. So it's a matter of perspective. And clearly what we say matters. How much of our mindset is tied to what we say?
All of it. I'm going to say all of it. Because I mean, even where I am today, I've practiced positive thinking so much to pretty much that's what I get. It's all about how I speak to me. It's all about how my readers speak to themselves. It's all about how my clients speak to themselves. So I teach that. We learn that together, like the power of positive thinking. I think that's a book too. I'm pretty sure I've read it, but we learn those things because it's learned. We train that muscle in our brain to now think positive. Because you're going to get you shouldn't do that. You're going to get the distractions. You're going to get, well, why are you doing that? You're going to get that little voice that continuously whispers to you that you're not worthy enough, that you don't need to do that, or you can't do that. So it's about training that brain to positive thinking. Like I can, I will, I am. Affirmations, I'm really, really, really big on affirmations. That is one of the things that got me through. I didn't know about affirmations when I was 13, 14, pretty much in my younger years. I would just write. Anything that I couldn't say to my parents or my siblings because I was ashamed. I blamed me. And for so many years, and the fact of me blaming me, I walked in that. And so my relationships, they were abusive relationships, like the black eyes, the busted lips. Believe me, I've had it all. But in that and through my healing, I became whole. I became complete. I changed my perspective on how I think. And the thinking of it, and one of the first things I started and I gave myself was the affirmations. I am love. I am strong. I am resilient. Those type of things is really what kept me going, especially through COVID. It was a hard time.
So when you're saying that we need to train our brain, are you saying that it's actually possible? You know how a lot of times we'll say, look, riding a bike, it's muscle memory, right? Can we really train our brain like that? That it's almost like an automatic thing where instead of shooting all the way to, man, my whole day was jacked up, to you've trained yourself to say, no, it was a moment. Let me find the moment, extract the moment, and go from there. So we really can train our brain to do that. That's what you're saying.
Yes, we can.
I
I
love
truly believe that we can. I've done it. I'm a walking example of what all things are possible. I truly believe all things are possible. My, the synopsis on my book says it's not what happens to you. Life doesn't happen. It's not what happened to you. Life happened. Let me see, girl. Let me read it. Hold on, because
Listen,
you and
I
I
can
was
tell
just
you
talking.
what your book
Look,
said,
girl, we was
girl.
just, like literally, we was just talking about it.
Happens to you, but what happens
What
for
happens
you?
for you?
I
For
love
me,
that.
for
Yeah.
me, life was my own insecurities is what stopped me. Like I truly did not believe I didn't believe that I could. And I would tell myself so much that that brain muscle that we're talking about continuously told me that I can't. I
Hmm.
can't. I can't. Even though I was a straight A student, honor roll, I made the grade, right? But in there, I still had those inner voices inside to say, you can't. So in there and me overcoming the I can'ts became I can. The I can'ts became I will. The I cans became just they became. And so in me just retraining my mind to just say when a positive, when a negative, when that negative self chatter just stopped, all of that indistinct chatter, because I had a lot of it. I had a lot of it. And it was more negative than positive. And so I began to say, if I had a thought that said I can't, I began to say that I can. I began to say I will.
Good stuff. Come on here and preach to us tonight. Come on here. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, how can people connect with you? We know that your book is available worldwide. It's available wherever books are sold: Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Target, Walmart, Walmarts. That's how they say it in Maryland, where they call it Walmarts. So, it's available everywhere. Oh, I actually have a question. I was getting ready to take us on out of here, but we actually do have a question. Dr. Jackie says, "How did you break the silence to express your authentic voice?"
Me being on this show right now, Dr.
Uh-oh.
Jack, is me breaking my silence.
Hmm.
Just through my own healing work, through my spiritual awakening. As the more I healed, the more I found my voice and the power that my voice holds. Because for over 30 years, we're going to say over 30 years, I truly believe that my voice had no power, that my voice was insignificant, whether, to those around me, other than like my employees who pretty much just did what they did because I was their boss, right? Like it was truly just me learning who is Danah. Because for years, people would say, who is Danah? I couldn't answer that question.
Hmm.
That answer for me came on the other side of me becoming my authentic self, me realizing and learning the power of my voice. Our voice is power. There is so many people that are still truly afraid to express their feelings or emotions, even in a relationship. If a person gets in a relationship, we tolerate. People tolerate. Okay, well, they like this, so I'm going to do this. People don't realize that it's for us. It's up to us to tell others what we need, not for others to tell me what I need. It's up to us to tell people what we need. It's up to us.
It's amazing because 2019 was a pivotal year for me also. I went through January of that year, I went through my second divorce. And I remember coming out of that and being like, I really don't know what I like. I don't know the things that I like to do. And so for me, it's funny, like my voice started with trying to determine, do I like Miracle Whip or mayonnaise? Because, in the marriage, I just started buying Miracle Whip because that is what he liked. He liked
Mhm.
the Miracle Whip. And I remember being like, do I actually like Miracle Whip? Is it too sweet for me? Like, do I actually like it? And so for me, some of my voice came from trying those things out, like the things that I just kind of got accustomed to eating because, okay, whatever. I just kind of went along. Like you said, you tolerate things, you just go along with stuff. And I realized I silenced my voice in times where I wasn't even asked to. There was no requirement. I just got used to being silent about things. And it's amazing how we do that. And so for me, I started regaining my voice over Miracle Whip versus mayo. Literally. Yeah. Yeah. Ponda says, "Hey bestie, I'm so proud of you." Alicia says, "I like that she said we tolerate." So true. Yeah, that silencing will do it. Listen, everybody that's tuned in. We're getting ready to get out of here. So if you do have a question, go ahead and post your question. It always takes there's a delay, so it takes a little bit of time for me to see it. And listen, you have the transformational coach right here talking to you, so ask her the question before she gets off of here, and so yeah, breaking your silence, expressing your authentic voice. At what did you ever notice in your process, could you tell the difference between, okay, this isn't my authentic voice versus, okay, this is authentically me? Were you able to tell the difference when you
It took some time.
process?
It took some time. It took time. And it actually took years, because even when in 2020, 2021, certain things in my life I thought I was ready for. I thought I was truly ready to step out. 2021. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. So as the years and as my healing, as those years passed by, I learned more about me. We're always learning ourselves. It's continuous. It doesn't stop. It's about learning. But in 22, I said, we're not doing this anymore. I kept getting the same lessons over and over again. I kept attracting the same type of people and same type of relationships in my life. No, baby, we can't do that no more. We're not doing that. So I started to pay attention to what was coming in versus what was going out. Because one of the biggest things for me was letting people go. I used to think that I was afraid to lose people.
Come on.
Not realizing that I'm a prize too. So, people walk around and people, yeah, I'm the prize. Well, you guess what? I am too. So, in there and being just learning who you are. It strengthens your voice. It strengthens how you walk. It strengthens how you dress. It strengthens how you talk. Everything about you evolves. Everything about you evolves.
And you'll actually find that you really love who you are on the other side. I remember walking through the process, and the process was very painful. It was. I can't even lie to people. Like it was painful because I had to face myself in the mirror, right? I had to face myself and look at the things that I allowed in my life. And I had to take responsibility for that, right? And sometimes for me, that was hard because, quite frankly, I want to think that I'm perfect, but I was like, I guess you're not. You're not perfect. But even in walking through that, I would say to myself all the time, I know that there's a dope chick on the other side of this, and I can't wait to meet her. And I promise you, it is worth the journey. Do you like who you are on the other side of the journey, or do you love yourself? Which one?
I love myself. Oh, I love me. And in there, I'm still becoming. Like, I'm still not where I'm going. I'm still not there. But I embraced it a little bit. Like it's in my lap, like it's right there, like I see it. Because even 13, 14, I saw me on a billboard. And I literally was just on Times Square looking at me. But I manifested that so many years ago. And there's me. But I genuinely love me. And what I had to realize, I had to accept all of me. And you mentioned the word perfect. Like, you thought you were perfect. And in there and in me healing, I had to realize I'm not perfect. It's okay to have flaws. But even with my flaws, they are part of who I am. I have to love on them too. I have to love on them too.
It is so funny because even with me saying that, I thought I was perfect. Like, no, I didn't. Like, I really didn't like myself. I hated my flaws. And for whatever reason, we will say stuff to ourselves like, I'm perfect. Like, no, you're not. You say, I love myself, but no, you don't. Right. Mm-hmm. And so stripping all of that away, that's the part that sometimes feels painful, but God, it's worth it. It's so worth it. Tina asked the question. She said, what advice would you tell your younger self?
Just do it anyway. Even afraid, even scared, do it anyway. Just do it anyway.
Just do it anyway.
Just do it anyway.
Have you ever regretted doing it? Like, because now that you're on the other side of things and you are able to live in this space of, I'm just going to do it anyway. Have you ever regretted going for it?
No, no, no. And another thing, like in my book is truly a dedication to my 13-year-old self, because at 13 I had no voice. Like I had no voice. I didn't know what to give myself. If I looked in a mirror, I didn't understand, or I did not resonate with that young girl that was standing in that mirror for me. And even in 2023, when I started publishing this book with Sharon, girl, I quit on Sharon 10 times. I know I quit this journey. And it was just, she would say, I need this. And, somewhere in there, even with this journey, but what I realized throughout it all, had I quit, I would have been quitting on me. Had I quit, I would not have been able to be the voice for those that still are silent, for those who still cannot speak or don't know how to speak. Had I stopped, I wouldn't be here. I would not be walking in truly what my purpose is.
That's beautiful. And it's funny because I think you just talked Sharon up. She asked a question. She said, why was it important for you to write and release this book right now? Why now? After you quit 10 times, and it's probably 12. I'm going to talk to Sharon. How many times was, no, just kidding. How many times was it really, Sharon? After you quit 20 times, why? What pushed you? Why now?
It was me battling through my own insecurities. It was me standing in my own way. So now, when I published, it was me learning to get out of my own way. Standing in we're our own biggest critic. We're our worst enemies. And in there, every single time I quit, I would sit down, go to bed, dream about it. And in that dreaming, I would see myself just, there's so much more. You have to be the voice for those who cannot speak. You have to show that on the other side of those black eyes you carry, those busted lips you carry, they're not in vain. They were not in vain. I'm her. I carried it. I walked through that trauma and I healed that trauma. And what you get is me.
Shanae says, the moment she realized it's more about others than herself. Love it. Love it. Miss Danae says, look at self. Have confrontation with self. That's good stuff. We got Dr. Jackie who's just heartening it up. She's heartening it up. We are loving this conversation. Listen, y'all, Silently Speaking to the Danah Hayes, author of Silently Speaking, celebrating a woman's journey from abuse to abundance. She is a transformational coach. She is a self-discovery coach. Danah, I want to ask you before we leave here tonight, how can people connect with you? Right? We know how to get the book, but how can they connect to you? How can they get the coaching program? After they get the book, of course. Like, we want the book too.
Yes, let's start with the book. My coaching program, I can be reached at through my website, which is www.danahhayes.com. And I do see that you have it going across the screen. There are various sections on there. Get in touch. There's a get in touch page. So you can click on, submit your name, submit your information. Also in there, you can book what I call a heart-to-heart discovery call. And that is where we're going to start your process of what's inside of you that needs to come out so that you can walk into who you're supposed to be.
Yes, ma'am. Listen, we are thorough. You see me? I'm all on the website. We're thorough over here. We are thorough over here. Okay. Listen, you all, make sure that you go to danahhayes.com. You'll be able to connect to her. You'll be able to get one-on-one personal coaching. You guys can do that deep dive. You can jump into evolve into your power method. You can do all of those things. But listen, please do us a favor and grab the book first. Please go ahead and sow into this woman of God. Sow into her. Buy the book. Do yourself a favor by grabbing the book, and then continue the journey by booking a one-on-one session with her. Oh, I don't even know if I should say this.
Okay. Go ahead, say it.
No. Nicole says, she goes, oh snap, I'm at work getting a stare from the boss because I'm tuned all the way in. Let's go. Like, oh no, I don't know if I should say that. Well, we celebrate you too, Nicole. Thank you for being all the way in. Danah, before we go, is there anything that you wanted to say to anyone that may be watching? Any lasting words that you would like to leave with the audience?
I would love on you. Love on yourself. Through all the trials, all the tribulations, just know that you are loved. You are worthy. You are already whole and complete. You just got to tap into that sacred space within yourself, and then you will become the best version of yourself.
Love on you. Listen, y'all, this has been such a great show. Danah, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Sharon Monet, thank you so much for sending Danah Hayes my way. If you all want to connect to Sharon, make sure that you go to penlegacy.com. You'll be able to connect with her. I have the privilege of being able to work directly with her. She's just cool people. She is good people. Listen, if you have not purchased the book, do me a favor, click on that link, the Amazon Live link. You can scroll through the carousel and you will see Danah's books right down there in the carousel. Make sure that you grab it. Somebody over on Amazon says she the bomb. I don't know which one you're talking about, but both of the ladies are the bomb. I'm assuming because I was just talking about Sharon, you're probably talking about Sharon. So, but it doesn't say your name. So it says she the bomb. Danae, Miss Danae says you are already
whole and complete. Yes.
What perfect words for us to leave on. We have Shanae that says love on yourself. Dr. Jackie says love on me. I'm all for all of those things. Listen, y'all, this has been another episode of Tamika Hall Live. Thank you for taking time with us on tonight. Danah, thank you for spending, what is this, Tuesday? Thank you for spending your Tuesday with me. I know it might have been a long day. Listen, us are mommies, like we all the things. Like before I jumped on here, I went and yelled at the child and I was like, I'm getting ready to go live and don't say a word, But thank you for spending your time. Thank you for pouring into my audience and pouring into everyone. Thank you everyone for coming here. Listen, remember, I love you. You were created to make God famous, and God has anointed you to do hard things. You all have a good evening. Bye.